Welcome back to another Professional Kicks college basketball video. We got my favorite Big Ten matchup, and it's a pretty even one on paper. I debated UCLA at USC for this video today, but I really do think that conference is UCLA, Arizona, and then everyone else. USC is a pretty good team, but I do think they're going to lose. I just saw the line. They're 4.5 point dogs at home. No play on that, but I think UCLA is the much better team. Additionally, I've watched a bunch of Big Ten basketball, seen at least half of Michigan State's games this year. Feeling pretty confident in this assessment. Big Ten wide open. Purdue's the only team ranked in the AP poll. I do think that 3 to 4 teams in the Big Ten will be ranked by the end of the season. It's just been wide open. Everybody's beating up on each other. KenPom does have 3 Big Ten teams, in addition to Purdue, in the top 25 right now. It's not the AP poll, but at least when you look into these advanced stats, Big Ten still a good basketball conference. It's just Purdue is the one elite team, and then all the other teams are just pretty good to great, just not consistently playing good basketball each and every night out. But with that, let's get into the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. Just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed already. We really do appreciate it, being such a small channel. Every single subscriber counts. We recognize it, and really does mean a lot to us. Keep liking the videos, and then the comments have been dead. Throw a comment in there. I want to talk some basketball with you guys. Let's get into this video. Also, putting a lot of picks out at Profit of Picks on Twitter. Check it out if you haven't already. Just the nature of these college basketball lines coming out within 24 hours of the game or less. Posting these picks on Twitter has been way easier for me. I do like posting the videos. I like the extra interaction and just all the different things we could discuss on here. But for good plays that I'm posting daily, check out Twitter. Hit our first 2 to start the week. Hit another one last night to make it 3-0. Posted our first prop bet, playing around a little bit. Channel's been a work in progress, but the prop bet plus 140 also hit. Just give it a look. We have a play tonight as well. Not gonna say it. I'm gonna make you go look at the Twitter. We got a road dog tonight that I like a lot. Finally, we'll get into the actual matchup here. I was heading to Michigan State, and we have Iowa as a 3-point dog. So they're saying this matchup is pretty much completely even if you put it on a neutral court. And KenPom would completely agree. He has Iowa at 35 and Michigan State at number 36. So even when you look into the advanced stats, these teams are right there with each other. Iowa, top 5 in the country on the offensive end, complete opposite of their football team, but honestly, a lot of fun to watch. Definitely don't play the best defense, but real fast tempo, a lot of 3-pointers. And despite playing at such a fast pace that really wants to score the ball, they hold on to it. They don't turn it over. So very sound, fundamental team on that end. Michigan State, just as good basketball team, but quite different. Prototype. They're more balanced. They're top 50 on offense. I think they are number 50 on offense, and then they're 37th in the country on defense. So a lot more balance. They rely on their defensive end and really just have for the last 2 decades. So nothing new with Michigan State there. Like I mentioned, Iowa State plays at one of the fastest, or not Iowa plays at one of the fastest tempos in the country. And conversely, Michigan State plays at one of the slowest tempos in the country. Usually, the home team is able to control the tempo a little bit more. And usually, it's also a little easier to slow the game down rather than to speed it up. That is what it usually is. But looking at these stats a little bit more, I really think Iowa has a real edge in this game. When I I first looked at this line, I was thinking Michigan State's going to be my play. Pretty much every time I've bet on a Michigan State game, Michigan State's been my pick. Iowa 2-3 on the road, not great. They lost a couple ones early in the season, like on the road to Nebraska, on the road to Penn State, and they really did up late. Won 4 of their last 5. Did just get smacked by Ohio State, but Michigan State got smacked in their last game too. So both of these teams are going to be hungry for a win. And then where I think the real difference here is, so obviously you got Chris Murray, and I do think he is going to be the difference maker in this game. Tyson Walker has the ability to be the difference maker, and he has been for the last month, making a ton of threes and a ton of big time threes. Say with 5 minutes left in the game, he's been hitting at an insanely high rate, really keeping Michigan State's season going in a positive direction. I just think Chris Murray is really a phenomenal player, whereas Tyson Walker is a great player. And I think there's going to be a big difference just when you have Chris Murray on the floor. I think Michigan State, more balanced overall basketball team. They check a lot of boxes, but when you have a guy like Chris Murray, that changes the game. And the reason that this is going to be so important is this game is because Malik Hall is still out, and he would have been the guy that you're in a matchup with Chris Murray. Malik Hall is your one true forward who could guard 2 through 4, and really guard the paint and the perimeter. So you don't have a guy like that left on your roster right now for Michigan State. Jaden Akins, probably your bigger guard, maybe Hogard, but they're both like 6'4". Chris Murray definitely has the size advantage over them. You can just take him to the paint, dominate it there. Say you want to put Joey Hauser on him. I don't think he's going to be athletic enough to stay in front of him. And Joey Hauser is not a player you want to get into foul trouble. He completely changes the offense for Michigan State. He opens up the floor, having a stretch 4. So important, especially when that stretch 4 can also rebound and play the paint. So I don't necessarily know who Michigan State's going to put on Chris Murray. Probably going to be Joey Hauser, but I think that's a mismatch. And this is all due to the Malik Hall injury. On top of that, Patrick McCaffrey, he's a game time decision. He took a leave from the team for anxiety reasons, but there's talk that he might come back. He was a game time decision last time out, so it's really up to him when he wants to come back. But apparently his conditioning's there, could play. I'm not putting this bet in with the thought that he does or doesn't play. I'm basically scratching him out. He hasn't played in like a month, but if he does, that's just another tough wing that Michigan State's going to have to guard up or match up with, that they don't necessarily have the right guy to guard him. And that's really just the case for Iowa here. You also got Peyton Sandfort, who really just showed a ton of growth, I thought, when Patrick McCaffrey took his leave from the team. So when you get a guy getting a lot more opportunities, just really stepping up in his role, you get the guy coming back now, potentially. You have a starter, you have another bench player who's played starter like minutes, starter experience. And then all in that, the biggest reason here for me is that Malik Hall injury. And I don't think they're going to be able to stop Chris Murray in this one. Like I said, before the game, I think Michigan State would have been my play here, but Chris Murray really is a game-changing player. And then when you just look into all the stats that go into this, Iowa even has a slight rebound advantage, which really blew me away. I was not expecting that whatsoever. Michigan State really hangs their hat on their rebounding, and they have since I've been alive. I was out rebounding them on the season, and I think one stat too that really jumped out at me and really scares me about Michigan State is that Iowa actually turns the ball over less per game than Michigan State, and we're given that Iowa's top 50 out of 360 teams in tempo, way more possessions, playing way faster, quicker shots, quicker decisions, usually leads to more turnovers. Michigan State playing at 320, a lot slower tempo. And they turn the ball over still more than Iowa does, despite all the extra possessions. That's an alarming stat. Like, Michigan State usually doesn't turn the ball over too much. And I really noticed that in the Wisconsin game, just a lot of like honestly bonehead turnovers. Good basketball team, but there's just a few plays here and there, and it's like Tom Izzo is about to lose his mind, and I don't understand sometimes what they're thinking out there. But regardless, Iowa +3 is the play here. Give me that rebounding advantage, that turnover margin, which blows my mind, especially them playing at a higher tempo, and then just having the best player on the court. +3, yes, they're on the road. Very tough to play in East Lansing. We mentioned the records, Michigan State, 8-2 at home. Iowa doesn't have to win at the +3, but I do think it's a really good spot for them. I haven't been able to check the public money on this because the line literally came out probably like half an hour ago. But I'm really going to expect the public to be on Michigan State on this one, which I really feel like Iowa is the sharp play here. Then we'll wrap it up with our promotion. As always, we have our partnership with Prize Picks. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 using the promo code ProPicks. It's a daily fantasy app, so you can use it in betting illegal states. And they have a bunch of other promos and just boosts within the app as well. So give it a look if you haven't already. But Iowa +3 is our play today. Let me know what you're taking in the comments, and I wish everybody good luck. Thank you guys all for watching.